let me talk to you a minute about flow. Okay, so what flow is that Shalene stacks, it's another way for me to explain it. She stacks the moves on top of each other till eventually you have this beautifully choreographed set of exercises that you flow through. And as you get further into it, she starts making it a little bit faster and faster and faster, okay? So your purpose in doing this is challenging yourself. So I will tell you in my experiences, it is not uncommon for me to be halftime. It is not uncommon for me to be up and them being down. It is not uncommon for them to be several steps ahead. The flows are pretty easy. If you screw it up, it's not a big deal. Just keep going. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. Over time, you will be able to pick up the speed. It is not about how fast you go. It's about your form. Form always over speed, and then eventually you'll make speed your goal. So if you're always at the speed, the very beginning speed where you're holding it a little bit longer, or you need to move through it a little bit faster, and that's going to allow you to help you grow, you personally know what's best for you, or ask me in the group, and we can figure out ways to be able to modify this to better help you. Always post those questions in the group. I ask that you don't IM me those questions because your question is going to be able to answer somebody else's question. I can come up with a modifier. So what I'm teaching you is how to think on your feet. These are tools that you can take with you to apply to any other workout. So I'm not going to handhold you through every single exercise. I'm going to give you tips and tricks so you can feel that you're not alone in this process, and things that I do to help myself build up over time in any program that I've done, whether it's PIYO, Focus T25, 21-Day Fix, Insanity. Remember, I started Insanity at 330 pounds, okay? I could not do 95% of the moves. I found ways to do them that fit me and where I was in my journey. The modifier, she has you in warrior and she puts you in position. Listen to how they have you do that. You know, square up your hips. That takes time. It takes work for me to square up my hips, and I'm still not quite there yet, but I'm always cueing myself to better square up my hips. Don't be ashamed to use a sturdy chair. This is going to help you get from where you are today to where your potential is. This is your tool. This is what's going to get you there, because eventually you're not going to need it, and you're going to celebrate that day when you no longer need the chair, or you're going to be so strong in how you feel about yourself and your fitness that you're going to recognize some days that you still need the chair even if you're a lot further along in your fitness, because you know that's the right thing to do for that day because maybe your balance is off, okay? This is not weakness. This is incredible strength and self-awareness and connection to you and your body. This is an extension of you so you can be your personal best. I know it's just a chair, but this is helping me be my personal best today to be better tomorrow, whatever that's going to look like. So, anyways, utilize the chair if you need to, get into warrior, and when they're coming up and down, if you're going through that motions and you have to utilize the chair to hold your balance, you're only using one arm, so maybe you start just where Michelle is, and you're in warrior and coming up and down, and you're engaging, you know, this is kicking your butt, this is not, it's kicking your butt, now you can breathe. Utilize the chair and eventually work up your arms. So now, when I do it, and I'm a little off balance today, so I'm going to break my rule just for an example. So if I'm in warrior and I'm here and I'm not really fully stretched out, but if I'm warmed up, but I'm trying to turn my hips, okay? Check on the journey, trying to get a better warrior, okay? So now, if I'm going through the movements, I'm going to go up and down. So here, so what is it? Now I can breathe? Now I can't, okay. So now I can breathe them up. Now it's kicking my butt, okay? Whoops, needed the chair. It's all right, it's all real, okay? Now I can breathe. Now it's kicking my butt. Now I can breathe. Now it's kicking my butt. Now I can breathe. Now I kick my butt. So here's what I know. My core has to get stronger in order for me to be able to do this. For me to get to this point, I had to have a stronger, more engaged core. I don't look like they do in the video. This is my process. I can feel when I was just doing that my core was not engaged quite enough. So I have to really focus on that. So I may go through this series several times with my hands on my knee. And then I might go through a round or two in the same, you know, hour, half hour, 15 minutes, whatever video you're doing. And then I might eventually start incorporating my arms, okay? I'm not in posture, I'm just using an example. Okay, so I'm going through it, I feel strong, they're still going, I say, okay, either I'm gonna rest or put my hands on my knees, and then I'm gonna do it. It's not any less of a workout. I'm making sure I'm engaging my core, and I have such great self-awareness that I call myself in my own BS. Quit trying to look like them on the DVD and start doing your personal best and challenge it, okay? So those are the kinds of things that I do while I work out. Those are the conversations that go on in my head. And trust me, you'll come back and you'll know I'm out of breath. Look, PIYO is not easy, but it will get easier. Then when it gets easier, you're going to challenge yourself. You're always trying to do what you're doing better than you did before. So here's the reality of where I am on my journey, okay? If I'm in downward facing dog, which is going to look something like this, and they're going to ask me to step through, I got an issue. I can't step through. So one of the things that I do is I lower gently down to my knees. I take my foot and I position it where it needs to be to help me get to the next position. I will often cue my body by putting my knee down, my foot down, in order to do what I can. I am not at the point yet that I come from here. Okay, I'm going to try to swing it, see what it looks like, okay? So here's raw, honest truth. So now I need to swing my body, and I got to get out of my head, okay? I'm going to swing my knee forward. Okay, that's an improvement. Couldn't do that. So if I were able to do that, I'd have to adjust myself and come here to get into the warrior posture. So don't feel bad you have to get on your knees and adjust yourself. You will not be up to speed with them. You're going to be up to speed with you. The best speed for you to grow in your ability. They've been doing this for a while. We haven't been. So if you can't swing your leg through, that's okay, because our tummies are going to get in the way. Our tummies are going to stop us to be able to do that, and also hip flexibility. As our tummies get smaller, as we gain greater hip flexibility, we'll be able to do more. That's the furthest I've seen myself be able to swing my leg. For better posture, or better form I should say, I'm going to continue putting my knee down until I get a better core and get better versed in this whole PIYO series. But it's good to challenge myself, see what my ability is. And if I felt a little stronger in that, I would then know that I can now challenge myself to start incorporating that. And then I might have to fall back into my modifier, which is back to going down on my knees. I come in and out of modifiers, different intensity of modifiers, all throughout my workouts. Okay, I love Warrior 3. I'm obsessed with how far I've come in my balance, and I love how graceful I feel doing this. It's the neatest feeling in the world. It's really helped me reconnect with my femininity. It's something that PCOS really felt. I always felt that PCOS really took away from me, and it's important to me. It's not important to everyone, but it was something that was important to me. And I love that I now have the ability to do Warrior 3. So she talks about it and she explains in the video how to do it. And I'm on 2 mats, so that makes it a little bit harder. But so if I'm here and I'm going into Warrior 3, I'm listening to what she's saying. And again, it's okay. I lose my balance. I'm wobbly. Wobble is progress. Okay. So there I am. And then if I can tap back, and then I can go back into it again, and then tap back. That's a really neat moment for me. I've come a long way. Here's how I started. I didn't have the ability. I utilized my sturdy chair. And if I'm going to Warrior 3, and let's say it's as far as I can go because my balance is off and I'm not quite there yet, and as far as I can go, and I'm in good alignment, in good form, and go back into it. Eventually, I'm able to go further. So then I might want to turn the chair around. So maybe I might want to be here. So, you know, let's say I'm at the point to where I can now start doing Warrior like this, and I'm coming down. I just need that extra help. My knee's bent, that's okay. And my weight is here, that's okay. And I'm focusing on engaging my core, and then I'm going to come back up. That's progress. So I've gone from using the back of the chair to the front of the chair. Each time, I'm using more and more of my body weight. Now, when they do the crouching tricep, I'm not there yet. This is something I'm really building my ability up. I'm really excited to utilize this video where I am today and versus where I'm going to be 8 weeks from now. So if I were using this side of the chair as an example, and I was coming into, you know, let's say we're in Warrior 3, right? And now I'm going to come down and I'm going to crouch, and Michelle shows you this, and I want to go in tricep push-up. the more body weight I have over the chair, the more I'm pushing at my triceps. So I come out of Warrior 3 and I'm here, and I do my tricep push-up. I have weight on my arms, but not as much, okay, if I'm here. If I push my body forward on it, and I come into a tricep push-up, there's more body weight in that. So you will be able to figure, like I said, I'm giving you tools to be able to learn and think on your feet. Okay, I'm here. Let me see if I can move my body forward a little bit and put a little more weight on my arms to get more tricep in, okay?